for coming. It's been a while since we saw each other. Ukrainians are coming to Canada for help. We step up and we're helping them. But what we really didn't know is how much Canada really needed Ukrainians. Dobra, we'll send your resume.
Since the war started a year ago, more than 150,000 Ukrainians have come to Canada, many of them here to Winnipeg. Now, the people here have gone out of their way to welcome the newcomers. But what I want to know is what their arrival has meant for Canada.
The first Ukrainian I meet is Konstantin Rolik. He got a job at this construction site. Konstantin fled the war with his family a few months ago.
So I'm a musician. I play saxophone. I used to work on cruise ships for American company. I worked there 10 years. That's my career.
Konstantin had never worked construction before, but he needed to do whatever he could to help his family.
The job here, the chance to start new life again. I don't know, it's a new step in my life. We'll see how it's gonna work.
For Konstantin, this job means he can survive in a new country. For his foreman, Filippo Rizzuto, the stakes are high as well.
Well, in the last few years, we had a labor shortage here in Winnipeg with trades, working on crews that are, should be about 25. We were down to about, 8 to 9 guys, 8 to 9 workers. And that's hard to work on a site like this, the size of this building, the crew like that, because there's a lot of work here. There's lots to do here.
John Garcia owns this company, one of the biggest construction companies in Manitoba. And he tells me the labor shortage has meant losing money.
We were given projects that we could have started, and just because of the shortage of labor, I wouldn't be able to promise you the finish date or the start date, so I'd have to give a contract back.
But John tells me because of the Ukrainians he's hired, things are getting better.
Well, it's saddened that they had to be forced to come to Canada and into Manitoba because of a war, but it feels good to employ them here in Manitoba, because we would never had a chance in a short period of time to employ 50 people to actually come and willing to train and work in our fields.
50 Ukrainians who've just fled war helping this company thrive. All in positions John says the company has tried to fill for years.
We always worry about our locals first and our people, but if they're not there, what are you supposed to do?
This construction company is not the only company hiring Ukrainians to fix their labor shortages.
We have your resume here, and we found you a match.
This office at the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress in Winnipeg has been turned into a kind of employment agency. Kathy Landigo runs things. She's placed hundreds of newly arrived Ukrainians in jobs that Manitoba businesses have been trying to fill for years.
I feel very strongly that you are a perfect match for this company.
Thank you.
Kathy recently retired, and now she volunteers here 50 hours a week. And she has a personal reason to help. Her grandfather came to Canada from Ukraine 90 years ago, fleeing Russian occupation.
I think of my grandfather every day, the stories of him coming to Canada on a ship with nothing but the clothes on his back and one suitcase. And that's what drives me every day to come here and volunteer. Hello, доброго дня. How can I help you?
75 Ukrainian families arrive in Winnipeg each week, and people need work.
Yes, please, come. Maria, what is your last name? I want to bring up your resume, if you don't mind.
Because of the shortage of nurses in Manitoba, Kathy was able to get Maria fast-tracked into a training program.
So you're waiting for the nurses program, but you're looking to find something right now, right?
Yes, like a survival job, something like this.
I'm dreaming that I can be a certified nurse, that I can work here, I can help people, I can be useful, I can be useful to this city.
Can I hug you? Yes, you can hug me. Of course you can.
Maria tells me she thinks she'll stay in Canada even after the war is over.
Thank you for coming to Manitoba.
Thank you.
Winnipeg, and Manitoba for that matter, have one of the highest populations of Ukrainians outside of Ukraine. And people here keep telling me if I want to know what life is like for Ukrainians here, I need to go to this butcher shop. which has become a kind of community hub over the years.
That's what we... Do you need your receipt?
Manager Daria Zuzulia and many other Ukrainians came to Canada in 2014 when Russia invaded Crimea. She says she can't believe the current conflict has already lasted a year.
A year, it's a long time. Lots of death, lots of tragedy, lots of loss. So we just hope and pray that it will end sooner than later and less people will just die.
The war has meant a new wave of Ukrainians coming to the butcher shop, and Daria has hired 10 of them. But here's the thing, she's not just helping them, she needs them.
Now with all these Ukrainians that came, we are fully stuffed. It's never been, I think in the last 10 years, we've never been that fully stuffed like we are right now. Так, Ірина, зробіть Юрчику.
One of the new hires Daria made is Irina Kopai.
But she came in, put her resume, like, I need a job now. I'm ready to start tomorrow. I want to work. I need work. I'm able to work. All this, like, okay, like that. Come tomorrow. And she started. 47.
Irina was a teacher in Ukraine. She and her husband and their 7 kids barely made it out of the country alive. Here at the butcher shop, Irina not only found a job, but a place where she belongs, and a friend in Daria.
Oh, Daria, she is amazing. She helped us. She really helped us, and not like manager, not like boss, like friends. Daria is our friend. 44. Now my family have normal life. I'm working. My children go to school. We don't have a lot of money, but we have enough for living.
In just a few months, Irina and many other Ukrainians have gone from fleeing war to having a future again and helping Canada along the way. Nick Purdon, CBC News, Winnipeg.